Good morning. My name's Ryan Littlestone from forexflow.live. Here we are again. It's the beginning of September, and some of the volatility that we spoke about last week is continuing through into the early part of this week, particularly in the pound, where we're seeing cable now falling under 121. Last week when we spoke, we were up around the 122 area, and news over the weekend and this week that Boris is getting tough on all his rebels who are against no deal. And also Michael Barnier saying that he's vowing not to remove the backstop in its entirety. So here we are, and the pound's looking dodgy again. We're looking at the daily chart, and we can see we're heading towards that big 120 area that we've spoken about previously. Under 121 and holding under 121 is the first signal to that. And if we get a move down to there, there's lots of support down there. There's some big barriers down there also that we've spoken about. Again, this is one of those big levels where you can go with longs right into the level, but keeping it tight and then look to reverse into a short if it breaks. But as we've spoken about, this is a tough time for the UK, a tough time for the pound. And these headlines are going to be swamping us now all the way through September, probably all the way through October. We've got a lot of court cases coming up this week, which again bring more volatility to the quid. They're not expected to pass or change anything, but the fact that they're there presents us with a risk event, and we could see things heating up along this week. Boris coming out, obviously, and fighting his own party, if you like. So that's where we're going to look at trading the pound. As I say, 120 is the big level. If we get down there, it is worth trying along on there, but I wouldn't give it more than 20, 30 pips tops on a stop, and then look to reverse into a break of that 120 level. And see if we can go with shorts and get an explosive follow through into that. Again, you don't need to have a big trade on that. You can have a tight stop if it gets back above 120, 10, 15 area. Then that looks like a flush out. But if you do catch the breakthrough, look for the confirmation. If 120 holds on a break under, then the downside beckons. And we've seen that in the euro dollar, another pair that we've spoken about at the big level at 110. We got a break last Friday underneath. Again, big barriers there at 110 and some stops there as well. We saw a low down to sort of the 111.77 it was on Friday. We've seen it a bit lower now, down to 130.60. And if we look at the 30-minute chart, taking the short-term look at it, we can see that break under 110 came all the way down. And ever since, we've held below the 110 area. We haven't even managed to get up to sort of 195, 196, nowhere near close to that 110 area. And as that's held, we've got that confirmation of the break under, and we've seen the pound drop. We've seen the euro drop. Last we've got down at 109.60 on the chart there, but it's been under 160 just now, down to the sort of 109.58, 57 area. So again, we've got that confirmation of the break. And if we look at the longer term chart, it suggests that we're going to see a move all the way down to the low 109s at the least. I'm looking at the next big area for the euro dollar on the weekly chart, well down at the 108 level, towards the low 108s, if I'm honest. This was a big area, so 108, 108.30, a big area when we came down here last, and everyone was talking about parity. It was a big area on the way down. It was a big area on the way up. And this is the area I'm looking at next to see whether we find support down there, should we go there. If we break under that level, then, we're going to get all the parity talkers coming out again and proclaiming doom and gloom. Obviously, the September ECB meeting is the big number on the calendar. Are they going to announce a big package, or are they just going to kick the can again? It's pretty getting towards the end of Draghi's tenure at the ECB, so we really don't know what we're going to get. But that 108, 108.30 level is the one I'm looking at. That's the one where I potentially look to build longs again. But we'll have to see how the price action plays out and everything that's going on in the world. So that's probably for another week. So for this week, I wish you good luck and stay safe.